On 22 March 2022, 30-year-old Ronald Moyo was appointed substantive Highlanders Football Club Chief Executive Officer, the youngest person in the country's footballing history to hold such a position. Previously, Moyo has been the club's Media and Communications Officer. Sunday News last Wednesday took time to find out more about this young man from koSigola, who follows in the footsteps of the late legendary football administrator Ndumiso Gumede. At the age of 33, became the youngest ever chairperson of yiBosso.
I was born in Lupane, where my mother had visited her sister, and fortunately or unfortunately, she had to deliver from Lupane, and she quickly came back to our home place, our home. koSigola, most people know Llewellyn Barracks. It's just 2 kilometers away from Llewellyn Barracks, which is, I think, from town, from the city center. That's where I grew up, and there's a school called Scholar Primary School. That's where I did my primary education. Some people don't even know that where I come from, they don't even know that I'm Ronald. They call me Bruce or Roland. Roland being my original name that was given by my parents. And then the name Bruce, of course, which is the most common from where I come from. It's not in my records, not in my certificates, but it's the most common one. So Bruce is a name that was given by my late maternal grandfather. May he so rest in peace. I used to walk around holding a ball on paper, and I'm told I was even more lighter in complexion during that time, and I didn't have hair, so my grandfather, being a staunch Highlanders fan, he then called me, this is Bruce koSigola, look at the way how he holds the ball. He's going to be a great goalkeeper for Highlanders. So it's a story that is known in the community in general. That's my grandfather.
Speaking on his vision for the team, Ronald said his thrust was to align his vision to the vision of the institution, where they were looking at exploring other possibilities to go beyond football and inspire generations.
I have learned that sometimes as an individual might have your own personal vision, but the vision of the institution itself takes precedence over everything. So I've tried to align my vision as an individual to the vision of the institution itself, where the institution is looking forward to going beyond football, to explore other possibilities where we want to go beyond football and inspire generations for the continuity of this institution. So my vision, my immediate vision, is to modernize the club. Where you look at other clubs, I know there are clubs that I don't even want to mention names, from a global perspective, that we look at as the embodiment of how football clubs should be governed or should be run. So for me, the immediate challenge, I always challenge myself that I should drive that vision of modernizing this institution, which I think falls within the greater vision of the vision of the institution. So my vision for now is to, as I said, that the CEO has, is the secretariat, is to mobilize the secretariat, for instance, to mobilize maybe even the fans out there and members towards that one vision of modernizing this club, of making sure that we move beyond football, where we previously used to heavily rely on gate takings for income, for instance, and try and open other, revenue streams. It's possible. We know that we are operating in a very, very difficult economy, but in leadership, what they say, it's not about justifying problems, it's about finding solutions. So I think that's where we are as a club. That's my vision, to drive the vision of the club of going beyond football.
Regarding sentiments that he was too young for the job, Ronald questioned the criteria of determining the age for one to get into football administration.
I I don't think it's an issue of age, it's an issue of ability. If I fail, I would have failed not because I'm young, I would have failed because I'm not capable. My age, I think my conclusion is that I'm young. I'm not young. I'm old enough. I've been in football. This is my 6th year in football administration. So I think I'm old enough.
For Sunday Live TV, I am iBosso.